In the following video, a family has been stuck in the same frightening routine for over a month. Every night their baby wakes up crying, but it's not just her tears that jolt them out of sleep. There's knocking, someone banging at their door, and for weeks they try to ignore it, focusing only on calming their baby while whispering prayers over and over, hoping it would eventually stop. But on this particular night, they finally decided to check, a decision many people in the comments now call a mistake. Watch.
Sí, están tocando, sí.
Sí, está tocando. ¿Tienes el machete?
No, lo dejé allá afuera.
Cuidado.
Ah, sí, están tocando de nuevo. Su madre, me da un miedo. Padre nuestro que está allá en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino, hágase tu voluntad. Se siente bien horrible. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder. Oh, la sangre de Cristo tiene poder. Oh.
On other nights, the knocking would go on for a while before fading away, but this time felt different. The family couldn't stop wondering if it was a neighbor knocking at odd hours or maybe someone passing by who mistook their door for another. And sure enough, it appears someone, or something, really was outside. But their intentions, that's something the family still can't explain. The figure didn't call out, didn't move toward the camera, didn't even seem startled when the door cracked open. It was just standing there. And then, something that had never happened before added a whole new layer to the mystery. Inside the house, the chair suddenly began rocking on its own, as if someone had managed to slip inside during the split second the door was opened. People who saw the video can agree on what's actually happening. A few pointed out that the baby crying every night might not be a coincidence, but the family still has no idea why any of this is happening or what that figure outside wanted, so this one remains a mystery. In this next video, a guy explains that something inside his house has made a habit of staying in one particular spot and moving things around just to get him worked up. At first, he thought it was harmless. Annoying, but harmless. But over time, whatever he was living with stopped staying in that one corner. Watch this.
No sé si alcanzan a oír, por allá se mueve. Es que lo que les digo, cuando le bajo a la música, como que se da cuenta que estoy, no le gusta mi presencia, entonces se queda callado. Pero cuando hago ruido, por ahí estaba moviéndose ahorita. Vive allá atrás, weón, no pasa de ahí. Por ahí se siente, pero nada, no he logrado verle.
Before long, he says he could actually feel it. Sometimes it would grip him out of nowhere. Other times, when it touched him, his entire body went weak. And now the activity has gotten so frequent.
Bueno, antes de salir voy a grabar un poquito porque está todavía presente. Lola tiene más miedo que todos. Tú no sirves para nada, perro. No, nunca se fíen en sus perros. Es que lo cuidan a uno, mentira. Puta, es que la energía aquí es fuerte y escucha. No he sido capaz de andar. Me da miedo. Hola. Me da miedo pasar de ahí. No soy capaz. Porque escucho, lo escucho ahí. Está en el baño, marica, está ahí. Y es como si... Bueno, eres un demonio, ¿qué mierda eres? Es como si se estuviera burlando de mí. y vieran, la siento, a veces me toca, viene y me toca, y cada vez que me toca me siento como débil. Mira, 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 mira. Hola. Hola. Esa puta. No, no, marica, me voy para la calle. Tengo mucho miedo. Vamos a subirle la música. Ya me voy, dejémoslo ahí. Uf. Bueno, y acá están en severa misa. Ah, bueno. Lola, ¿qué hacemos? No, marica, me voy a poner esa venda y nos vamos para la calle. Bueno, creo que el ejercicio funciona. Efectivamente, está muy activa. Ya sé que eres una mujer, me lo confirmaste hace un ratico. Quiero saber más. Hola. Uf. No, me voy. Me voy a la calle, tengo miedito. Ahorita hablamos.
He later shared in another video that just a few days after moving into this house, his life took a dark turn. He had several misfortunes back to back: an accident, a broken foot, a damaged car, financial trouble, all piling up until he slipped into depression and isolation. And now he's starting to wonder if that heavy moment in his life somehow fed whatever's lurking in his home. Almost like the worse he felt, the stronger it got. But what do you think? Can spirits really feed off a person's emotional state, or is that all just a myth? Now, in this next clip, a man named Joseph had only been living in his new home for a few weeks when something unusual caught his attention. One morning, while out for a jog, he noticed something moving across the tree line. His first thought was that it had to be an animal, but then it became a pattern. Every time he stepped outside, he'd see a quick shift behind the branches, the kind that makes you feel like you're being watched. Concerned for the safety of his wife and kids, he decided to start building a fence. But before he could even finish it, he finally managed to catch whatever had been creeping around on camera. Watch this.
Look, dude, she couldn't find her way over there, so now she's over here. She's back in here trying to fucking find a way into my property. Do you see her? Look at that face. Oh my god. It's right there staring at me. Dude, how scary is that shit? Oh my god, dude. What the She's crawling through all this shit, bro.
At first, it's completely still, but then, if you look closely, the face moves. And at this point, Joseph doesn't even know what to think anymore. A ghost, a strange neighbor, or something entirely different. But what he caught next is what sent the comments into overdrive. Whoever, or whatever, is out there is still hiding, and this time a hand was captured reaching out from behind the trees. Some viewers believe it might be a homeless person who needs help, suggesting Joseph leave food or clothing outside just in case. But others think something far more dangerous is lurking out there, something that doesn't want to be seen, yet keeps getting closer each time. Some even pointed out that the way the hand appears doesn't look natural, almost like it's studying him, not seeking help. So, which side are you on? In the following video, Kirby J, a woman who's been convinced for months that she isn't alone in her home, finally caught something on camera that she believes proves it. Have a look.
I have ghosts in my house. All of a sudden I'm sitting here and I hear a child's toy going. I hear a child's toy going off back here. By the way, no child has been here. No. What? I think it's up here. I'm so scared. My mom's grandkids. Don't touch this. Why would the child's toy be going off if no kid has played with them in months? Like, I kid you not, my nieces and nephews have not touched these toys in months, and all of a sudden it starts singing today? No. Oh my god. After I was just on the phone with my friend telling her I had ghosts in my house. Let me show you. My mom bought this Annabelle doll a couple of years ago. When we first got her, she was facing forward like this. Every day, she's been slowly turning to look out the window. We think that she's mad because my mom puts stuff on top of her box and she doesn't like it. I should mention, the day after my mom brought this Annabelle doll home, my mom broke her ankle in the room right over there in the corner. And then a couple nights ago, my mom tripped on something in the middle of the night. We don't know what she tripped on and got a concussion in the back of her head. I'm scared.
Till today, neither she nor her family has been able to find the toy responsible for making that sound. And that's what makes this situation even stranger, because every toy they own has been checked, moved, and tested. None of them match the noise heard in the footage. But what really got people talking is the creepy doll. According to Kirby, ever since that doll came into the house, her mom has been getting hurt, and for many viewers, that's not something you can just brush aside. If Kirby's analysis is correct, then the doll may be more than just an object. Some believe items can carry attachments, especially if they were previously owned or stored somewhere with negative energy. Others think the doll could be acting as a conduit, a focus point for whatever's trying to get their attention. But here's the unsettling part. The toy sound, the unexplained injuries, and the timing of the doll's arrival all line up a little too neatly. So if it were you, would you keep the doll in the house? Or do you think Kirby should get rid of it before things escalate even further? Now, this next video was recorded inside a church by a priest who was simply trying to make a short announcement about the upcoming Sunday service. But before he could even get through the first few lines, this happened.
Well, hey everybody, Pastor Aaron here. It's my pleasure just to announce that this Sunday will be open. Okay, we've been trying to do this announcement several times today already, and 3 times that podium back there has fallen over on its own, and it's stable. I mean, it's not wobbly at all. It's kind of like that podium has been wobbling. Okay, so we checked the vent. There's a vent there. That is not an air duct that has any forced air at all, so it can't be wobbling from that. There's absolutely no breeze in here. You can see by the banner there. There's no air conditioning. It's these things. They're off. I don't know. So I'm just gonna sit here and watch it for a little bit, and we will. I'll see if it does it again. Ooh, that thing's moving. That hasn't been moving. That's new. Seriously, nothing else. There's no breeze. It's moving again. Good grief.
At first, when the podium fell, people weren't too convinced. Podiums can wobble, floors can shift, and accidents happen, even in a church. But when the flag behind him suddenly started moving in that strange, unnatural way, that's when viewers became uneasy. In a place that's supposed to be peaceful, a place that many consider sacred, that raised a lot of questions. Some believe the church might be dealing with a restless presence, possibly tied to someone who passed away on the grounds or within the congregation. Others think the activity could be connected to something the priest himself mentioned in past sermons: old items stored in the building, renovations that disturb forgotten rooms, or even people bringing in their personal burdens and energies. So, what do you think is going on in this church? A warning? A presence seeking attention? Or is there a perfectly rational explanation hidden behind all this? Now, in this next video, a lady named Carla shares something that's been building for months. According to her, the activity in her home didn't start slowly. It came in waves. Things would fall off shelves at odd hours, objects would appear in strange corners of the house where she never placed them, and more than once she woke up to the sound of something dragging across the floor. At first, she tried to ignore it. She convinced herself she was misplacing things, forgetting things, imagining things. But when she began finding items neatly arranged in places she never touched, shoes lined up by the door, cutlery stacked in the hallway, a jar she kept in the kitchen suddenly sitting in her bathtub, that's when she realized something else might be living with her. One night, while she was preparing to go to bed, this happened.
Voy a ver si está por ahí otra vez. ¿Qué pedo?
Having to pick items off the floor every single day and deal with things shifting around the house on their own is not something anyone wants to experience. For Carla, it became exhausting and terrifying. And then she revealed something that made everything fall into place for a lot of viewers. Before all of this started, she admitted she once played a Ouija board. And according to her, she was possessed during that session. When you connect all the dots, the strange movements, the misplaced objects, the nightly disturbances, and now this new footage, it starts to look less like a random haunting and more like something tethered specifically to her. But I'll leave you to be the judge on this one. If you've been following this channel for a while, then you already know Kyle Anthony, the man who somehow ended up living in one of the most unpredictable haunted houses online. One quiet evening, he was at home minding his own business when his night was interrupted yet again by what many people call the attention-seeking ghost that lives with him. Watch.
You know what? No.
Clearly, Kyle wasn't in the mood for whatever was trying to get his attention, so he turned around and went right back. But people who watched the clip noticed something he seemed to ignore: the orbs. But if you've ever seen Kyle's basement, then you know he keeps a disturbing collection down there. These images only fueled the speculation that Kyle's house isn't haunted at all. Maybe Kyle's collection is. But the truth is, every new video Kyle uploads opens one mystery after another. And with each unexplained moment, it's becoming harder to tell what exactly he's living with. The following clip was recorded in a Colombian mall by a man who works there. Before he got the chance to record this clip, several people had approached him talking about the weird things happening in the restroom. So one day, when he and some of his colleagues were sure no one else was in the mall, they decided to go and give it a look. Watch this.
Bueno, estoy nuevamente aquí en la puerta del baño. No hay nadie acá. No hay nadie. Y allá tampoco hay nadie. No hay nadie allá. Dios mío. Bueno, voy para adentro. La sangre de Cristo me cura. Hola, hola. Hola. Hola, hola. ¿Estás acá? ¿Dónde estás? Se prenden las luces. ¿Estás jugando con la llave? ¿Ah? ¿Estás jugando con la llave? ¿Ah? Necesito otra prueba. Necesito otra prueba. ¡Ay, marica!
As terrifying as their experience was, this wasn't even the worst of what many had reported. Some claimed that faucets would turn on by themselves, doors would slam shut even when there was no draft, and the echo of footsteps that never seemed to belong to anyone. A few even swore they saw shadows moving beneath stall doors when no one was inside. No one knows what to do about the situation, and those who know fear doing something about it and getting caught. After all, it would be hard to explain why you're sprinkling holy water, burning sage, or chanting prayers in a mall restroom, especially to a boss who doesn't believe in ghosts. This next clip was captured by a man who has been experiencing very strange things in his house for a long time, and according to him, it's gotten more annoying than scary. Have a look.
I really don't think I'm ever gonna be able to escape this shit. Listen to it. Listen to that pedaling. Jesus. I mean, this is my whole closet right here. It's my kitchen. And here we go with this shit again. I'm just gonna wait and see how long it goes. It's never not. Stop! Okay, that works. Okay, so it seems to be wanting to happen now more in the afternoon. Just to prove there's nothing there. Jesus Christ. This is the cord in question, the coax cable, and you can see here it goes directly from here down to my Wi-Fi. So I could, I guess, open it like this, but one, I would probably be in the way of the camera here since I'm standing here, but let's try and test this. Here's the door latched all the way shut. I mean, I'm pulling on that pretty hard and it doesn't come out, but if I were to do this and open it, that just kind of pulls the Wi-Fi back. So, I mean, if this cord was the thing that was pulling it, this probably would have knocked off, but I don't know. Yes, absolutely we can, because I think everyone is obsessed with this and the fact that I do not have it secured. But as you can see, this goes to my modem, and that is all. It's an old building, so in front of every apartment, they've had to drill holes and then feed these in through, all this to kind of update it. But this building was built in 1932, and if you can't tell, hasn't really been updated too much since 1932. Oh. You gotta be kidding me.
This time it was his closet, swinging open on its own. Other times it's been his kitchen cabinet slamming shut in the middle of the night. He's even mentioned times when objects like his TV remote or keys disappear, only to reappear hours later in the exact same spot he swore he had already checked. At this point, he admits he's less terrified and more frustrated, because living in a house where you're constantly second-guessing whether you misplaced something or if something else is playing games with you gets exhausting. Viewers, however, had their own take on it. Some believe he might be dealing with a trickster spirit or poltergeist, something that thrives off causing chaos rather than harm. Others suggested the activity could be tied to him personally, claiming spirits sometimes attach themselves to a person instead of a place. Of course, the skeptics weighed in too, saying it's probably faulty wiring, uneven floors, or even air drafts causing the disturbances. But for those who've lived through similar unexplained chaos, they argue there's no mistaking the feeling of being toyed with by something you can't see. Now in this next clip, a lady named Brenda never lived alone before, but eventually got a place for herself. On the very first night in her new place alone, this happened.
Okay, first night in the new apartment, and Mabel has been doing this for about the last 5 minutes straight. She is watching something. And yeah, the fan is on, but there's like no shadows. Oh look. See? What is it, May? Mabel. Come here. What is it? There are no bugs. Her ears are perked, and she's watching something. See? What the heck? What the heck? Mabel. Okay, right before she came in the door, there was a light. A little ball of light that came in the door right there. What is she chasing? This is like 10 minutes straight. What the hell? She has never acted like this. What is she chasing? There are no bugs. There are no mice. Mabel, what did you go under the bed for? So, yeah, I get to sleep here tonight. Mabel, get up here. Come here. Get up here. Lay down. So, I guess we're gonna try to sleep. I'll give you an update in the morning. Good night.
Many are of the opinion that a new place means new sounds, pipes settling, wood expanding, neighbors moving around, saying she'll get more relaxed after the newness goes away. But some people don't like to wait until something happens the second time before they take action, so she already saged and said a prayer through the whole apartment. Especially after hearing comments about the way her dog reacted, like it could hear something moving inside the wall. Some viewers think that's the clearest sign something paranormal might be going on, since animals are believed to sense things we can't. Others speculate it could be rodents or plumbing in the walls, but Brenda says she had the place inspected before moving in, and nothing unusual was found. So is Brenda dealing with a haunted apartment, or is it simply the unsettling adjustment of living alone for the first time? You decide. This next clip also has to do with how animals so often seem to know and see things we don't. A few weeks before Kevin filmed this, the house had been giving the family little nudges that something wasn't right. A bedroom light that would blink when nobody touched the switch, toys left neatly on the floor found scattered as if played with, and the faint sound of somebody pacing down the upstairs corridor. The family chalked some of it up to creaky old floors and a loose wiring issue, but the dog's behavior kept everyone uneasy. It started sleeping at the foot of the stairs, refusing to go into one hallway after dusk, and once woke the whole house by growling at an empty corner for a solid 5 minutes. On the day Kevin was home alone when this happened. Watch.
What do you hear, buddy?
A few people who slowed the footage down and bumped up the brightness insist they saw something slide past the wall where the dog was staring. Others say it's only a trick of light and compression, but the way the dog reacted before and after the moment makes it hard to dismiss. So what could be going on? And if you had to pick the next move to get rid of whatever or whoever is causing this, what would you try first? A house cleansing, or prayers, calling a medium, a structural or pest inspection to rule out a mundane cause, or just moving out altogether? I'd love to hear your thoughts. This next video comes from Ayers, who says everything went sideways after she and a friend tried a Ouija board. For anyone who doesn't know, a Ouija board is a flat board printed with letters, numbers, and words like yes and no that people use to try to communicate with spirits. Participants lightly rest their fingers on a planchette and wait for it to move. Skeptics call it ideomotor effect and harmless party trick. Believers warn it can open doors you don't want opened. Stories about Ouija sessions often include anything from sudden mood shifts and nightmares to persistent disturbances that won't leave long after the board is packed away. In other words, it can go badly if you don't know what you're doing. One night, after swearing she'd never touch one again, Ayers woke up to this. Watch.
Just seen my tape move at the side there, so I've just grabbed my iPhone to record it. It was moving.
She says she stopped using the board, but the activity only got worse. The kind of escalation people often link to a session that went wrong. That fits several common theories. Maybe the session created an attachment that ignored her intention to stop. Maybe it left a residual pattern in the house that whatever's sensitive to that energy keeps replaying. Or, the darkest possibility viewers floated, the Ouija invited something that doesn't respect boundaries and stuck around. A few nights later, she set her camera because she'd been feeling watched while waiting for a friend. Watch.
Well, that escalated quickly. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 unexpected movie deaths. It goes without saying that this entire list is one giant spoiler, so...
Any spirits here?
Number 10, Carolyn Fry, Pitch Black. This flawed hero crash lands on a deserted planet with primitive criminal Riddick in tow. Clearly the protagonist we're meant to root for. Fry spends the movie keeping him and the shady monsters at bay, so we shouldn't be shocked that she bites it. But outside, we are. Just as she redeems herself, that sense of they're gonna escape sets in. Then, boom. Down with less than 5 minutes left. Number 9, Dick Halloran, The Shining.
A few nights later, she woke to her kitchen completely upside down, and no signs of forced entry. She rearranged everything, but left a camera in the kitchen in case it happened again. Take a look at what happened.
Come on, I've just heard you.
So how do we tie this together? Whatever the cause, the pattern is classic in haunted house lore. Someone experiments with a gateway, the weirdness starts, it grows more aggressive, and even stopping the ritual doesn't always stop the activity. So are these events truly linked to that one session, or is there a different explanation she hasn't found yet? I'll leave that to you. This clip was recorded at a small family birthday party in a very old house, the kind of place with creaky floorboards and stories in every room. Watch.
This is Christina's birthday party, and everyone at it, there's Brianna, her little cousin, there's Haley, her other cousin, And there's her daddy Tommy.
Hello.
And here's her Aunt Misty. And here's her Uncle Joey.
What up with it?
What up with it? Alrighty, let's go with this. Daddy lighting the candles.
So we can get you a little cake on camera so we can remember your party. And we'll give the happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Chrissy. Happy birthday to you.
Yay! Blow your candles out, girl.
She gonna blow it out? Yeah.
You gonna cut the cake out, Mama, or you want me to?
Go ahead, I'm running the camera.
Alrighty.
Daddy's cutting the cake.
Did you like the bicycle and stuff you got for your birthday?
Oh my God, Tommy, it's gonna start again. Oh my God, dang no.
It ain't gonna mess everything up.
He's gonna mess this up for everybody now.
Come on, sissy. Come on, baby, come on. I don't know what's gonna happen. Come on. This is ridiculous. Hey, I'm sorry, baby. Seems like it's messing everything in 4 seconds. It's okay, it'll be alright.
God, we should have had this at Jerry's house.
Okay, it might not
It's
do
just,
anything else, okay?
this stuff is starting again.
You alright? I'm sorry, sweetie.
You okay?
I'm so sorry.
God damn! Oh God!
What the hell is going on? Go to the front room. Go to the front room, girls, go!
Oh God! Oh my God!
Miss, let's get out of here, come on. Let's go get it.
It's unsettling enough when strange things happen on ordinary days, but when they occur during moments meant to be joyful and unforgettable, like a birthday, it leaves a mark that's hard to shake. Disturbances like this don't just ruin the moment, they stay in your memory, and sometimes when the next birthday comes around, part of you can't help but replay the entire incident, silently hoping it doesn't happen again. The family never posted any follow-up videos, so there are no updates on whether the activity continued or stopped. So till now, what happened in this clip remains a mystery. The following video is an update from Rosanna, the woman who refuses to give up on her house. Sadly, many of the priests she's reached out to recently have stopped responding, saying there's nothing more they can do. So after getting rejected by several others, she decided to take a break and travel to her mother's place. But while there were no unusual knockings, voices, or moving objects like before, one thing still didn't stop. She kept waking up in different rooms with no memory of how she got there. After a few weeks, she decided to go back home and try the whole find a solution thing all over again. But this is what welcomed her. Watch.
Right.
As soon as she arrived, the dishes exploded right before her eyes, before she could even bring out her phone to record. Then, the craziest thing happened. The mannequin head slowly turned on its own, facing directly toward her. Moments later, she said she felt something breathing down her neck, and when she whispered "stop," a voice answered, "No." Some people believe something in that house wants her gone, like whatever's there knows she's been trying to banish it, and it's fighting back. A few days after this happened, she revealed what made her leave the house for a long period in the first place. One night while she was asleep, she decided to put on her camera, hoping to finally catch herself leaving her room and walking into another. Because somehow every morning she wakes up in a different place with no memory of how she got there. But instead of capturing that, something else happened that night. Watch this. waking up to find out a terrifying face had been watching you while you slept. That's not something anyone would ever want to discover. But what makes it worse are the strange gestures she was making in her sleep. Gestures she doesn't remember at all. No memory, no control, just movement. Almost like something else was borrowing her body for a while. Seeing this, people started coming up with new theories. Some say what's inside that house is trying to possess her but can't because of her faith, so it manifests through her sleep instead. Others believe the spirit is trapped within her and only reveals itself when she's most vulnerable, like when she's asleep and unaware. A few even claim she's become a vessel for whatever resides in that house, that maybe it's not the house that's haunted anymore, maybe it's her, but it doesn't end there. It's not just the figures watching her while she sleeps. Sometimes she hears a voice imitating her cat, trying to lure her into a corner or another room, and when she follows it, this happens.
Loli.
Laisse-moi. Loli. Oui, Loli.
The figure stood silently in front of the door for what felt like forever, while Rosanna hid under a table, trying to call her friends for help. But by the time anyone arrived, the house was completely still and silent, almost like nothing had happened at all. At this point, Rosanna says she's done trying. She's checked into a hotel indefinitely until she can find a new place to live. And honestly, can you blame her? After all the sleepless nights, the fear, the money she spent trying to get help, anyone would break. But while at the hotel, she found a forgotten clip from a few weeks back, one she'd filmed while testing a projector for her kids. She was alone, preparing to send them a video message when she heard a noise coming from the fireplace. Watch this.
Celui qui demeure sous l'abri du trio oppose un nombre puissant. Je tire
Rosanna later explained that every time she prays or plays a religious song, whatever's inside that house reacts violently, almost like it hates it. And in this clip, you can hear it clearly, a voice saying, "Shut up." Also, the music wasn't even playing until she picked up the cross, and the moment she did, it was like something in the room snapped. Things began to move violently, and then her body stiffened. Her head began spinning uncontrollably, and her skin burned like fire. It felt as if the house itself was fighting back. Some say it's because the entity inside her home is demonic, feeding on her resistance. She also shared one particular night when she decided to communicate with whatever or whoever, was in her house. At the time, she said the entire place was filled with a strong, foul smell she couldn't trace. No leaks, no spoiled food, nothing that explained it. It just appeared heavy, suffocating, and constant. So she took out some protective stones, ones a friend had told her might help, though she admitted she had no idea if she was even using them right. Watch what happened.
Je suis frigorifiée. Et il y a cette odeur-là, de pourriture. Je sais qu'il est là. Tant pis. Qui es-tu? Qui es-tu? Allez. Allez, dis. Qui es-tu?
According to Rosanna, this wasn't the first time it had hurt her. She's been slapped, scratched, and even bitten before, and she's got the scars to prove it. But what happened that night took things to a different level. Even though she doesn't have a baby at home, the whole experience that day was something new and deeply disturbing. And to make things worse, when she tried turning on her hallway light, the switch wouldn't work. It had been working perfectly that morning. Somehow, it just stopped, right when she needed it most. She decided to post the clip, mostly because some viewers had been accusing her of quitting. But for someone who's been bitten, slapped, and mocked by something unseen, how do you not quit? When you start living through something like this, do you keep pushing for answers, or is that the moment you accept it's already beyond your control? Well, that wasn't all that happened that night. Watch this.
Arrête. Arrête. Oh Dieu. C'est quoi?
The laughter, that awful mocking laugh that echoed through her hallway. It's the kind of sound that makes your blood run cold, and it didn't stop there. Her YouTube was still playing in the background because she'd been listening to spiritual music before she started attempting to communicate with whatever was present in her house. Now, while she's trying to enjoy some peace at her hotel, she's been sharing these old clips as a way to explain why she stepped away, to show people that she didn't give up. She simply couldn't keep going. And really, can anyone blame her? So, what exactly is she dealing with here? A demon? An angry spirit still claiming the home as its own? Or something else entirely? Something darker, older, and far beyond what any of us can understand? You decide. Now, in this next clip, a lady who's always complained about hearing footsteps on her stairs finally caught something on camera. Watch. Aside from the footsteps, the only thing she noticed at first were faint orbs, drifting softly like dust but moving with strange intention. It kept happening like this for weeks at random hours of the night, until one night, it wasn't just footsteps and orbs anymore. Watch.
The stairs are going again.
You can clearly see something moving slowly on the stairs. And for the first time, it wasn't just about the stairs. The chair in the corner moved right in front of her eyes. That was the moment she began to realize this might not be something simple or harmless. Many people believe she's dealing with an elderly spirit, perhaps someone who once lived there but never truly left. Others, however, have a different take. Some think it's not a ghost at all, but a residual echo, a kind of time imprint, where moments from the past replay over and over like a broken record, overlapping with our world in faint fragments. A few even suggested that what she's capturing might be a looped memory of the house itself, reanimating movements that belong to someone long gone. But whatever it is, it's getting worse, and now it's not just the stairs. It's starting to interrupt her sleep. One night around 2:47 a.m., this woke her up. Some say that step marks a threshold between the living and the dead, a point where energy gets trapped. Others argue it's a mimic, something pretending to be human, copying footsteps to lure attention before revealing its true form. But here's where the debate gets creepy. A few viewers pointed out something subtle. The sound pattern of the footsteps isn't consistent with a human stride. The rhythm is slightly off, as if whatever's climbing those stairs is learning how to walk. But until we get more updates on the situation, this one remains a mystery. In the following video, a man who's been complaining about strange occurrences in his home, claiming it's haunted, finally managed to capture something that might prove he's not imagining things. For months, he's told his landlord about what's been happening, but no one's ever taken him seriously. No proof, no evidence, just his word. But that changed one night when he woke up to a strange sound coming from outside. His first thought? The ghost is back. So this time, he grabbed his phone, determined to catch it in the act, and stepped outside to see what was going on. Watch this.
Oh my god, ya que se estoy con 7 y play. Oh my god. Wow. No. Dale piqueto, nena.
After recording the video, he immediately sent it to his landlord, hoping this would finally convince them something was off. He also shared it with a few friends, and before long, it was online for everyone to see. The comments that followed were a mix of sympathy and humor. Some joked that maybe the ghost was just helping out, but others pointed out something far darker. That perhaps a former tenant once lived and died there, and what the man captured wasn't a haunting at all, but the spirit replaying fragments of its past life, doing the same things it did before it passed. If that's true, then the man's nightly disturbances might not be a haunting out to scare him, but a restless echo of someone who simply doesn't realize they're gone. Hopefully, his landlord takes him seriously this time. Now, this next clip was recorded by a CCTV camera inside a shop, and what happened in it continues to stun everyone who's seen the footage. Watch this. At first glance, it looks like a normal night, nothing unusual, but then things start moving on their own. Items shift, fall, and one object in particular floats up off the counter, hovers for a moment in midair, and then drops straight to the floor. That's the moment everyone froze. Many people who've seen this footage tried to come up with logical explanations. Some say it could have been a mild earthquake or vibration, but no one's ever seen an earthquake lift something upward and keep it suspended like that before. Whatever happened in that shop that night, it's enough to make anyone question what they thought they knew about the world around them. So, what do you think? Did the camera capture something paranormal, or is there another explanation that we just haven't figured out yet? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. Now, in this next video, two roommates share their increasingly creepy situation. For a while now, they've been dealing with things that go far beyond what they can explain, and most of it seems to happen inside their garage. On some days, they'd hear loud banging sounds or tools clattering on their own, as if someone was working in there late at night. On other days, the lights would flicker violently, and the sound of something dragging across the concrete would echo through the house. It used to happen randomly, maybe once or twice a week, but now it's become a daily occurrence. So they decided to install a camera to finally see what's going on. Watch this. It's one thing to wake up to strange noises and find nothing there, but what the camera caught the second time made their skin crawl. One of the chairs in the garage was suddenly launched onto a couch. The couch is just out of frame, but if you look closely, you can see the chair move violently. Considering everything they've already endured, the constant noises, flickering lights, and movement when no one's around, it's hard to brush this off as mere coincidence. In the following clip, a lady named Jess wakes up early one morning to strange, unsettling sounds coming from her attic. Take a look.
It's okay, Birdie. It's okay. Nope. Nope.
She was home alone with her 2 dogs. Kaiser was in the living room, and Butavius, her smaller one, was whining nervously beside her. When people online asked why she didn't go up to check, Jess had the perfect answer. In her words, that's how people get killed in horror movies. Y'all might have the courage to go look, but I don't. She explained that although she didn't necessarily feel any dark or negative energy that morning, she wasn't about to take chances either. Now, here's where things get interesting. Her attic doesn't have any windows, just a large old mirror that's been up there since she moved in, and according to Jess, people had warned her to get rid of that mirror long before anything strange even started happening. But lately, it's become almost routine. Every morning around the same time, she wakes up to banging and the sound of footsteps pacing above her. So, what do you think Jess is dealing with? Could that mirror be acting as a portal, reflecting more than just her image? Or is there something else hidden in that attic that's been trying to get her attention? You decide. In this next video, a woman is quietly breastfeeding her baby when something truly disturbing happens. Watch.
Louis, bine de kamer. Als je naar dit niet was in de kamer, was er inderdaad hier binnen gekomen? Ja. Ja? Nee.
If you look closely, the yoga ball by the left side of your screen, which had been perfectly still for several minutes, suddenly starts to move. Not a gentle roll, but a slow, deliberate shift, almost as if someone or something gave it a subtle push. According to her, she felt an icy chill at that exact moment, like someone had entered the room, watching her. Some people believe what she caught on camera wasn't random movement, but a spirit trying to draw her attention, maybe even jealous or drawn to the baby. She insists the windows were closed, there was no draft, and no one else was home. So whatever moved that ball, it didn't want to be ignored. Now, in this next video, Monica Monge works after hours, meaning she's on duty when the office is completely closed on holidays and weekends. But recently, her late night shifts have taken a very disturbing turn.
Here we go again. I don't know what the hell. The lights keep going on and off. Oh. Okay. I have to go upstairs. I don't know. That sound was at the same time as the light went on. Okay, it could be an electrical thing. Doesn't have to be scary. I don't know what's happening. I'm not scared. But Okay, so I'm at my desk now and the lights went out. They were going on and off when I was downstairs. I was able to capture it one time. I'm not scared. I'm over it actually. I'm super irritated. I'm hearing shit. I I hear whispering and humming. I'm about to go over there. Ugh. I'm not scared, but just super irritated. Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, God. I'm not scared. Okay. How do I turn the camera around? Okay. I fumbled on the phone. I'm not scared. I heard humming. I'm gonna open that closet again. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Nothing can hurt me. There it is. Nothing. What? I don't know what the heck. I had the security guard leave the light on for me in this room. And
you can clearly hear it, a soft humming, almost like a child singing a playful tune somewhere down the hall. Then a faint voice says, "What are you doing?" The flickering lights, the sudden power surges, it's enough to make anyone's skin crawl. According to Monica, she isn't the only one who's experienced this. Both security guards have also reported the same eerie humming and even voices coming from the empty cubicles. That night, after Monica left, one of the guards texted her saying a small toy pumpkin had been mysteriously moved to their station. When she was later asked if those toys were donated, she said yes. Some now believe one of those toys might carry a lingering attachment, maybe from a child who once owned it, one who never truly moved on. Others think the toys are acting as conduits, holding residual energy that wakes up when the building is quiet. But I'll let you be the judge on this one. In the following video, we meet Melody, a woman caught in a deeply unsettling situation that's been escalating fast. For weeks, she's been complaining about her back door opening on its own. Friends told her it was probably the wind, so she decided to test it by placing a heavy brick against the door. But what happened next was terrifying. By the next morning, the brick was gone, completely vanished, and the door was wide open. Later that day, she received a text message from an unknown number that read, "Stop ignoring. Is the brick still by the shed?" Moments after, her phone buzzed again with a chilling voicemail. A distorted, almost inhuman voice whispering something she couldn't fully make out. But that's not even the first strange thing that's happened. Just days earlier, this happened.
Okay, this might be nothing, but the timing is just not it. It was my birthday, right? And I got these flowers. Boom. They're dying. I know, that's not weird because it's me, okay? They die. No note. So, and I figured, you know, when it's my birthday, someone's gonna call or text me and be like, "Happy birthday, did you like my flowers?" That didn't happen. It didn't happen. So, hold on, my dogs are freaking out. Hold on. Back to the story. So today when I get home, okay, yeah, I leave a note.
If you look closely behind her, a dark, almost human-like figure seems to appear in the background for a split second before vanishing. Now, with the missing brick, the creepy text, the eerie voicemail, and the way her dogs bark uncontrollably at empty corners, Melody's beginning to feel like she's being watched. Some believe the figure could be tied to the property, maybe a previous resident or someone who once lived nearby. Others think it's something darker, possibly using electronics to communicate or mimic human behavior. And a few have even suggested the flowers left by her shed could be part of some kind of ritual offering. Whatever it is, Melody's story is growing stranger by the day, and until she shares more updates, this one remains an unnerving mystery. Now, in this next clip, the popular Midwest ghost hunter Ian continues his exploration through one of Nebraska's most haunted locations, the Argo Hotel. After running out of rooms where strange, unexplainable things had already happened, Ian pushed further into the building, determined to make sense of everything he'd seen so far. But what he didn't know was that the next room would add to the mystery. Watch this.
Right there, with the bead curtains. That's the door they literally had to remove because guests were getting freaked out. Well, it seems like they're gonna have to remove this door too, on top of it. If there's anyone in here, could you show yourself? Well, I'm getting orbs. And in this photo here, they're floating around. Oh, there's like a bunch of them. Is that you I'm seeing? There's one floating over by the door, the bathroom door. Are you standing by this bathroom door here? Whoa, whoa. Those are moving. Those are moving. Oh my God. How are those moving right now? Is there some kind of like air current over here? I don't feel anything. There's no drafts. Nothing. No central air. Who's in here? Who just moved these beads? Talk to me. I'd just like to speak to you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I swear to God, I just heard a freaking whisper behind me. It sounded like it came from this room. If that was you, could you say that again? Oh my God. Oh, that startled me. Holy crap. That echoed from in here now.
He calmly called out to any spirit that might be present, and then everything went completely still. No movement, no sound. That sudden, unnatural silence made him uneasy, enough that he decided to leave the room. But before stepping out, he set up a camera, hoping to capture whatever might happen once he was gone. For more haunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. The following video is about a man named Troy, and the disturbing things that have been happening in his house. Watch this. It's like whatever's in there can't decide what it wants to do. Troy's convinced it's a demon, and honestly, with the growling sounds he's captured, you can understand why. But then again, why would a demon even be in his house in the first place? That's the question that keeps him up at night. Do entities like this just pick random places to attach themselves to? Or is there always a reason people overlook? Whatever's in Troy's home doesn't limit itself to one spot either. It moves. From the living room to the hallway, and even to places he'd least expect. Take a look. Before the crawlspace door was even opened, look closely at the table. Small movements, subtle signs, almost like something was walking around the room restless. All of this has made Troy absolutely certain he's not alone in his own home. Now, people online have plenty of theories. Some believe something must have been buried under the property before the house was built, maybe the spirit of someone disturbed. Others think it's a classic case of a mimic, a malevolent entity pretending to be something harmless until it's not. And then, of course, there are those who believe Troy might have unknowingly invited something in, through objects, rituals, or even emotions like grief or anger. But things got a lot worse when the activity stopped happening only when no one was home. Now, they're seeing things in real time. and it's starting to affect his son too. Watch this. The boy said he saw a face staring at him from inside the crawl space when the door opened, and that's why he ran to his dad. Right now, Troy's desperate for answers, for guidance on what to do before this escalates any further. So, if you've ever had to deal with something similar, or know what steps might help, drop your thoughts below. You never know. Your advice could be what saves this family. In this next video, a man shares a strange problem he's been dealing with at his shop. Every single morning when he comes in, he finds his occupancy certificate lying on the floor. Everything else in the shop is perfectly fine. Nothing stolen, nothing moved. Just that one frame. He even went as far as securing it in a sturdy frame, thinking maybe a gust of wind was knocking it down. But no. The very next day, same thing. On the floor again. So he decided to check his security footage, hoping it would finally give him an explanation. This is what he saw. Watch.
So we're gonna trick them, okay, guys? Because again, they knocked it down. Just seeing the video, they knocked down the video again. So you wanna knock down my certificate of occupancy, now you're gonna knock down the price of this too, right? So that's what we're gonna do. So we'll see how long it takes us to do it. Or she. Right, or she. Yeah. Oh my God.
Now, he's starting to think maybe whatever's behind this doesn't want him there, or doesn't like what that certificate represents. Some people say it could be a former occupant, still attached to the space and refusing to let anyone else claim it. Others think it's something symbolic, like the spirit's way of rejecting the idea of ownership altogether. Either way, he's out of logical explanations. So what do you think? Is he reading too much into it, or is something really trying to send him a message? Now, in this next video, a lady moves into her grandpa's house after he passed away. It was his final wish for her to live there. But from the moment she stepped inside, she realized the place wasn't quite what she expected. Her grandfather had one of the strangest antique collections imaginable, from old clocks that still ticked without batteries to faded portraits and porcelain dolls that seemed to stare right at you. Out of respect, and maybe a bit of nostalgia, she decided not to get rid of any of them. And for a while, everything seemed fine. Until things started getting weird. Watch this.
This thing just moved.
Screaming about the Dallas Cowboys and Stephen Fork in this organization. So again, kudos to the Cowboys going on the road, getting a good win. See how they win that moving forward. There's a saying in golf: there's no pictures on the scorecard. If you're Dallas, you don't care if it's by 5 or it's going to be like. You're just happy that you moved for 2 or 2. The injury to Parsons, and we don't know anything at this point. He just left by a car with a left shoe.
Oh my God. The door just moved. Are you real? You can do it again. I won't watch.
If we're being honest, that's one creepy mannequin. It almost looks like there's someone trapped inside. The face twisted like it's in pain. She has no clue where her grandfather got it from, but she's starting to think keeping it around might have been a mistake. Still, before jumping to conclusions, she wants to be sure she's not imagining things. So, what do you think? Is it all in her head, or is there a possibility that her grandpa might have known more about the mannequin than he let on? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. In the following video, a few men were burning down an old house on their property, something they'd planned for months and even got permission from the fire department to do. It was raining that day, the air thick with smoke and steam as the fire began to spread through the fragile old wood. Everything seemed normal until they reviewed the footage. Watch this.
Okay. I'm gonna try and look in and see what it's like. It's pretty good. Oh, it did that low. You should see it right now. It's amazing. Look through the window. It's like exploding. Hold your breath and go look. Just make sure you can get out because it's pretty cute. It's pretty amazing inside there. Did you look in the doorway?
Yeah, flames are coming out.
No, better not be.
Grand Low better be out there. We're out. Oh, my name's done. Oh, my name's done. Oh, my name's done. Yeah, hey, Grand Low, y'all get out.
Woo! It's getting out of hand right now. Hey, the water's dripping off the house is hot. Whoa. Whoa, you hear that? Gee whiz. It's like busting the glass out. Look at that. Gee, you hear it?
Right there, through the rising flames, a faint figure can be seen moving, but everyone swears no one was inside when they lit the fire. Some people think it might have been a trick of the smoke or a reflection from the rain. Others believe it could be the spirit of someone who once lived there, finally showing itself as the place was destroyed. A few locals even claim that the house had a dark history, that years ago a man who owned the property disappeared without a trace, and that this might have been his spirit, still bound to the place. Whatever it was, the timing feels too perfect to ignore. So was it a coincidence? Or did the fire awaken something that was never meant to be disturbed? You decide. Now, in this next video, a man captures something far from ordinary on camera. Watch this.
Leave. Stop. You gotta go. Shh, 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 shh. Calm down. What are you? Stop. Charlie, come on. I don't even know how to explain what I've seen. Holy hell.
The hands on the glass suddenly vanish, and with the way the dog is barking, almost like it's warning him, something's definitely not right. But what he shared later made the situation much more disturbing. He says ever since that night, things inside his home haven't been the same. Faint knocks on his bedroom door around 3 a.m., his phone light turning on by itself, and that constant feeling like someone's standing just behind him. Then it got worse. He'd wake up to find his closet door wide open and the same set of handprints on his mirror, pressed deep, as if someone had been standing inside the room watching him sleep. His dog now refuses to enter that side of the house, growling at something unseen every night. He's even tried blessing the place, but it didn't stop. In fact, he says it made the activity more intense, like whatever was there got angry. Now he sleeps with the lights on and avoids looking at that window altogether. So what do you think? Was that a simple reflection gone wrong, or did he accidentally capture something paranormal? In this next clip, the popular ghost hunter Ian continues his exploration of the old Berlin tannery factory, and this time, he makes his way up to the second floor. Locals say this is the most active part of the building, the same place investigators have long believed holds a portal, a gateway between the living and the dead. When Ian reached that floor, he said the air felt heavier and the energy shifted instantly. Watch this.
Sounded like something in there. If there's anyone in there, could you peek out from this doorway? Man, I get a creepy feeling looking in there. What the f was that? Something just went flying. Holy sh! Holy sh! Holy sh!
Without warning, the severed hand prop flies off the table as if it were grabbed by an unseen force.
That table, right there. Oh my god, dude, that's so freaky. Oh god, there's a dude hanging right there. Who just threw this hand? Are you some kind of poltergeist? That came through the portal? Whoa, why are those moving? Those should not be swinging. Dude, it feels like I'm in a portal right now. I wonder if this is where it is. Jesus Christ. Could you throw one of these props that are on this table? Throw them wherever you like. How about one of these ones? Oh God, excuse me. Dead body. Could you move something over here? gosh. I still can't believe that. Dude, that thing went flying, and I'm pretty sure I caught it on camera. Never did I think I would see a severed hand go flying.
Now, skeptics might call it a draft or the building settling, but there was no open window, no movement, nothing that could have caused that. Some say the second floor is where the worker who died in the factory accident was last seen alive, and his spirit never really left. Others believe it's the portal itself reacting to Ian's presence, warning him to leave before he crosses into something he can't come back from. Whatever it was, Ian said that moment felt different, like he wasn't alone. Now, he's starting to believe the stories about the portal might not be urban legend after all. For more haunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. In the following clip, a man is closing from work when things switch from ordinary to downright creepy. Have a look.
Okay, so I'm here at work. Bro, I'm telling you, you heard that, right? I'm closing. And I'm like hearing stuff, bruh. I'm like closing right now, and I'm hearing, bruh, come on, man. Nobody's in here. I'm literally closing. Yo. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it's been like really active here lately. Just wanted to show you guys.
He believes he's dealing with a mimic spirit, and this isn't the first strange thing he's noticed. A few nights before this, he heard someone calling his name from the hallway when he was completely alone in the building. Another time, the office printer started running by itself after midnight, spitting out blank pages one after another. And sometimes he'd hear footsteps behind him, slow, steady, only to turn around and find no one there. It's like something there likes pretending to be people, copying their voices, footsteps, and movements, almost as if it's trying to blend in. Some say it's an echo from another time, the energy of those who once worked there replaying itself like a loop. Others think it's nothing supernatural at all, just the old building settling and playing tricks on the mind. But whatever it is, he's convinced something's in there with him, and now he's hoping to capture more evidence on camera, but until he posts an update, this one remains unsolved. In this next video, a man wakes up around 3 in the morning, only to find himself dealing with the same unexplainable thing that's been happening for nights now. Watch this.
Итак, время 2:30. Ночи ясно-понятно. Какая-то хуйня долбит мне в окно. Но только там, блядь, никого нету. Не знаю, отсюда видно, не видно. Никого нет. Жутко, что пиздец нахуй. Все, блядь, я под одеяло.
The sound seems to be coming from the window, like someone is standing right outside, gently knocking to get in. But when he checks, there's no one there. No footsteps, no shadows, nothing. He's ruled out the wind, because on some nights, it's completely still outside. He's ruled out tree branches, because there are no trees near that side of the house. And even animals don't make sense, because the sound is too rhythmic, too human, almost like someone's deliberately trying to get his attention. So he keeps recording, hoping to catch something that would explain it. But every new recording turns out more terrifying than the last. Have a look.
Пожалуйста. Дай долбёжку в окно. Продолжается месяца 3. Примерно каждые 2 недели.
It's not just knocking anymore, the window literally starts to vibrate, like something is pressing against it from the other side. You can hear the faint rattle of the frame, and it's enough to shake anyone's nerves. He says it feels like whoever, or whatever, is out there is growing impatient. He's even checked with his neighbors, asking if maybe they were up at odd hours doing repairs or hammering something that could cause vibrations. Some even suggested maybe it was plumbing work or heavy movement in the pipes behind the wall. But when he asked around, every single neighbor said the same thing. And the worst thing was that they didn't hear anything. No noise, no vibrations, nothing. That's when things started getting really strange, because if they couldn't hear it, then whatever or whoever was causing all these was after him. He decided to leave the house for a while just to see if the activity would continue while he was away. But before leaving, he set up a small camera in his room facing the window, and when he checked the footage later that night, this is what he saw. Now, it's no longer the window he has to worry about, it's the wardrobe. When he returned home, his whole apartment was a mess, and the wardrobe was closed like nothing had happened. He decided to clear everything out, but that wasn't even close to the solution he needed. Watch this.
Время 2:30 ночи, а мы только начинаем веселиться. Проснулся от стука из шкафа. А это одна сторона, левая дверца, слегка приоткрывается и стучит. Не знаю, видно, не видно.
Some say it's just airflow or pressure changes in old houses that can make doors move. But others think whatever was outside the window that night may have finally made its way in, and now it's decided to stay. He's still recording, hoping to catch more clues, but so far, all it's done is raise more questions. So what do you think? Is it something that can be explained, or did something actually cross over? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. Now, this next clip touches on something both paranormal believers and skeptics can never seem to agree on: whether children can actually see things that adults can't. Some people say kids are just more open and sensitive to the unseen because they haven't learned to block it out yet. Others believe it's all imagination, that children create invisible friends and figures to cope, play, or express emotions they can't explain. And honestly, both sides have their points, which is probably why this debate never really ends. But the woman in this next clip would definitely disagree with the skeptics. According to her, what she witnessed was far from imaginary. Have a look.
大きいお姉ちゃん？
ね、今、お姉ちゃんがいないのって言ってるわ。パパもパパも。ね、お姉ちゃんなんで泣いてんの？ね、こっちクマさんなのになんで泣いてんの？パパが来てるの？ね、パパもこっちはね、泣いてないの？なんで泣いてるの？
いいわ、たちゃん怖い。
お姉ちゃんに聞いて
もういい。お姉ちゃん怖いから。
お姉ちゃん怖くないって。
ほら。
お姉ちゃん怖くないの。お姉ちゃん怖くないから。怖くないよ、お姉ちゃんは。
オッケ
お姉ちゃん、こっち来たよ。
いいよ、ちゃんこっちおいで。
違う
おいで。
お姉ちゃん来たから怖くないの。
来て。
Her little girl was absolutely convinced that her big sister was there, and when no one believed her, you can see how frustrated she became. Like, she couldn't understand why they couldn't see what she was seeing. What makes it even more unsettling is that the family actually lost their older daughter not too long ago. They've always brushed off the younger one's conversations, her laughter, her moments of play with someone they couldn't see. But now, after what happened on this day, they're not so sure anymore. They say they feel both comforted and terrified, comforted by the thought that their little girl's sister might still be close, but scared that whatever's in that house might not really be her. Now, they're looking for answers, how to find out what exactly is there, and how to make it stop if it isn't who they hope it is. But could this really be her sister's spirit, or something pretending to be? You decide. You might remember Dustin from some of our previous videos, the guy who seems to have something following him no matter where he goes. He's had so many strange experiences that people are starting to think something might actually be attached to him. Well, this time it happened again. He had just gotten home and was about to step out of his car when this happened.
Okay, so I'm just sitting here watching Scooby-Doo, you know. It has been storming on and off all night. You can see there is nothing standing over here, right? But look. What the? Like, this is me. Like, the satellite went out because of the storms. So it wasn't working on the TV anyways. And like, but there's nothing there. And like, I turned.
Now, if you listen closely, right after he starts wondering if the owl sounds he's hearing are even real, there's a faint whisper that says, "Get out." A lot of people in the comments caught it too, and that's when the theories started flying again. Some think it's connected to whatever's been haunting him all along, while others say it could be a spirit trying to warn him. But the truth is, no one, not even Dustin himself, has been able to figure out what's really going on or why these encounters keep happening to him specifically. And until he finally gets some answers, these moments just keep getting creepier. In this next clip, the popular ghost hunter Ian is at it again, but this time, his curiosity leads him straight into one of the creepiest places he's ever explored, the old Berlin tannery factory. Locals say the factory is haunted by a little ghost girl named Megan, often seen darting through the dark corridors at night. But that's not even the worst part. The most unsettling story tied to this place is about a spirit they call the Toucher. Visitors claim it scratches, grabs, or even brushes against them when they're alone, and Ian was about to experience that firsthand. When he arrived at the factory, he made his way down into the basement, and at first, everything seemed fine, until this happened.
Whoa. Oh my god. I heard a noise over there, and of course, it's gotta be nearby all the scary mannequins. Oh god. Looks like our congregation over there. Like a cult gathering. Did someone just make a noise over here? I swear to God, I just heard you. Man, if one of these frickin' things moves, I'm done. I'm out of here. Oh wow, they even got Wizard of Oz theme over there. If there's anyone over here, could you? What the hell was that? It sounded like something moved over here.
Something about those mannequins didn't feel right, and it wasn't just the way they looked. Ian said he could feel something in the room with him, and just when he started convincing himself it was all in his head, what he feared most actually happened. Watch this.
No. Oh. Dude. That thing just freaking started rocking. Oh, no. Are you freaking serious? It had to be like one of the freakiest looking ones too. It looks freaking demented. Oh God. One of the ones back there moved. I freaking just heard that. Are these mannequins possessed? She just moved. She more than moved. She slid forward.
This is easily one of the freakiest things he's ever captured, and judging by his reaction, even Ian knew he wasn't alone down there. For more haunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. The following clip was captured by a man who went fishing, and on his way back after he was done, he heard something that stopped him in his tracks. Watch closely.
Yo, what the f- What the? Bro. There's nobody in here. Yo!
When he posted this online, the reaction was mixed. Some people ignored the mysterious voice completely and instead criticized him for walking into a women's restroom with his camera rolling. But if you look carefully, it was actually the men's bathroom. The sign is right there on the left side of the door as he enters. Now, here's why he had his camera out. He had just used that same restroom to freshen up after fishing, and he was certain no one else had entered. But only a few steps away from the building, he heard a voice echoing from inside. Knowing he'd left it empty, curiosity pulled him back, this time with his camera recording. What makes this even creepier is the local legend tied to the spot. People say a young lady was misbehaved with by a group in that very area, and tragically, she didn't survive. Some believe her spirit still lingers, trapped in that moment of terror. So, was that the cry of her spirit replaying the past, or something else entirely? You decide. In this next video, a woman named Angeli who lost her dad always believed he never truly left, that his spirit could still be felt in his house. One holiday, she and her siblings brought their kids over for a family hangout at their dad's place, spending time on the deck where they used to gather with him. One night, something happened that left them speechless. Take a look.
Stop, please. All your grandkids are here. You can turn it off.
We're not scared.
Sometimes it takes them a minute to get the energy.
We're not scared. We're not scared.
I don't know. I think that's going crazy. Jerome, do you see how your grandkids make it flicker?
I've never seen it flicker.
Turn on, Jerome. Make it turn.
What? Well, and it never flickers like
Jerome,
that.
can you turn
Look
it
at
off
that
again?
thing.
Show the kids that you're here with them. Turn it all the way off. No lights at all.
Do it.
Just wait. You gotta give them a couple seconds.
Yo, pause that.
Jerome, show your grandkids that you're here and turn it off.
I can't miss this. Can you turn it on?
Dad, turn it back on, Dad. This
here.
thing is
He is
listening
here.
to me, dude. Dad, turn it off.
Are you really filming it?
Dad, turn it off.
He will.
No way.
That's nuts, dude.
Give them a minute.
This thing never, like, it's going nuts right now.
It's kind of cold out here.
One of you guys ask them to turn it off.
Can you turn it off? Please turn it off. We're not scared. We just want to see you turn it off.
There it goes.
Can you turn it back on?
Jerome, turn it off.
Can you turn it off?
Okay,
I'm
just,
making a video.
Jerome, can you make it go crazy? Make the lights go crazy.
Whoa! Yes.
Can you blink for twice if you're Jerome? It might be hard to do.
Yeah.
Go on, off, on, off.
Shut up, bro.
That's him. No, it's doing it again.
On, off. Okay, now
Yeah, I
go
told
crazy.
him.
Now go crazy. Dad.
It's him. 100%.
There it goes. Okay, now go on, off, on, off. Look at that.
Did it for a second.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw it. Literally popping down.
Tell Grandpa you guys love him right now because he's here.
I love you, Grandpa. Oh, this.
He is
It's
here.
almost like he's trying to talk through
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Jerome, do you think, I know you're out here, but do you think that
You could come
could
in the
turn the
house?
light off in here? Could you try to turn the light off in here?
No
What is
way.
it? Or make it flicker inside your house?
Make it flicker. No way. Make it flicker.
Or maybe move a candle again.
Make it flicker. Wait, turn off. No, this turns off. It's in here now.
At first, Angeli thought it could all be a coincidence, until they began asking for specific things to happen, and the responses followed in ways that were far from random. But that wasn't the only strange thing during their stay. Later that week, when the kids were already asleep, this happened. The mini fridge swung open on its own, and right after, glowing orbs floated across the room. To Angeli, this felt like her dad's presence again, and honestly, this wasn't the first time. Every visit to her dad's house seemed to come with its own subtle signs. The old rocking chair on the porch, which was her dad's favorite seat, would start moving slowly by itself. Other times, family photos hanging on the wall would tilt or fall without reason, and she often smelled the faint scent of her father's favorite cologne, even though no one in the house wore it. For Anjali, it's becoming harder and harder to brush it off as coincidence, but what do you think? Was her dad really trying to reach out? Or was it all just random chance? Now, this next clip was captured by a guy just a few days before he finally made the decision to leave the house. It's one thing to deal with unrest caused by something you can see. At least that way, you know what you're up against, and maybe even how to protect yourself. But it's a whole different ballgame when the source of your fear is completely unseen, unpredictable, and impossible to prepare for. That's exactly what he says he's been living with since the day he moved in. Watch this.
Jackson is like laser ass focused on this right now. He won't, like, you alright? I know. I think something's wrong. I don't know. I hear noises, but I'm not even sure. Are you kidding me right now? There is no way that just happened. There is no way that just happened. There is no way. What's wrong with you? What's wrong? Jackson. Jackson. What's wrong? There's banging and stuff.
He admits that he doesn't really believe in ghosts in the traditional sense. He doesn't picture a spirit in white sheets walking around. But what he does believe is that there are strange, unexplained phenomena that science hasn't quite caught up with yet. And this clip, according to him, was the final straw. The following video is about a guy who had just purchased a new home with his girlfriend. They were still settling in and had only just started painting the living room when this happened. When this was recorded, he was heading downstairs to get ready for work, but the moment he reached the bottom step, he heard a strange creaking noise, followed by what sounded like faint footsteps in the next room. Spooked, he ran back upstairs to grab his gun, thinking maybe someone had broken into the house, but there was no one there. At first, they tried to brush it off as a one-time occurrence, but then, one night, exactly at 2:24 a.m., the basement camera captured this. Hearing voices at this hour is never good news. Some believe this could be a spirit bound to the property, perhaps a former resident unwilling to leave, but this still remains a mystery to the couples. This next clip is about a group of explorers who decided to investigate an abandoned adult foster care building. But little did they know, it would be the last time they ever set foot in a place like this. They began their investigation in the basement, where they chose to use the Estes method, a popular but eerie technique in paranormal research. For those unfamiliar, the Estes method combines sensory deprivation with live spirit box communication. One investigator, known as the receiver, wears noise-canceling headphones connected to the spirit box and is blindfolded, cutting them off from the outside world. The other, called the operator, asks questions aloud to any spirits present. Now watch closely.
She said don't go in the bathroom, right?
No, she said in the bathroom.
I'm kind of weak, I can't really...
Who's in the bathroom? Henry. Loud.
Yeah, that was loud.
What was that?
It's right next to the bathroom.
Elena.
Elena's messing with the pipes?
Yeah.
Play.
Play what?
You.
How did you know that? Kaya, why is that scary to you though? Because I'm the one who asked the question. Who do you want to play with? Oh, dude.
Hello.
Dude, I'm scared. Who's here?
Who's here? Who's in here?
Me.
Dawson's in the bathroom. That was Dawson in the bathroom. He's insane. Let's check. Okay. If he wasn't in the bathroom, he's in the bathroom. I heard that and it's recording. What the?
Wait, you weren't in the bathroom?
We heard this on the wall. Swear to God.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, look, Dawson's in the bathroom.
No.
The receiver, unable to hear the questions, simply repeats whatever they hear through the static. And the theory is that spirits can manipulate those frequencies to respond in real time. And because the receiver doesn't know the questions being asked, it minimizes the chance of bias or fakery. But in this case, what they got was more than just a strange coincidence. The next clip was recorded by a woman who lives with her family on Civil War land near the Battle of Huck's Defeat, and according to her, this ground has never really been quiet. Here's some backstory. When the land next to hers was cleared and graded, she went searching for arrowheads and quickly uncovered several artifacts. Among them, she found odd black balls, later identified as coke balls, a byproduct of an old iron forge. And sure enough, when she searched near the old forge area, she uncovered a very old button. The moment she picked it up, she claims she clearly heard a name in her mind, Roan. She felt strongly impressed that this forge had belonged to him, and that he may have once served the people of Brattonsville, where the battle itself took place. She grew so connected that she even painted a picture of him, a muscular, dark-haired man, shorter than average height. But despite all of this, she had never once heard his voice. which is why what happened on the day she recorded this video came as such a shock. Watch this. She had set up a motion-activated sprinkler to deter critters from her garden, but on this day, while working on her deck and building a trellis, the sprinkler kept going off, yet nothing was ever there. Later, when she reviewed the footage, she noticed something far stranger. A voice, and not a faint noise that could be dismissed, but a clear phrase with inflection saying, "I trust you." She was alone and no one else was near her property, yet others who reviewed the clip heard it just the same. So the question is, was this the voice of Roan finally speaking after all this time? Or could it be something else entirely, lingering on this land tied forever to its violent past? The following clip was captured by a man at work who decided to film a bird that had gotten into the shop. But instead of just catching the bird on video, he ended up recording something he never expected. Take a look. If you listen closely, you'll hear a voice saying, "Leave." Some people believe this was actually a helpful spirit trying to assist him, almost like it was warning the bird to fly back out before it got trapped. But others have a very different take. They point out that the voice doesn't sound directed at the bird at all, but at him, as if something in that shop didn't want him there and used the moment to make itself known. So was this a protective spirit lending a hand, or a territorial entity sending a warning? You decide.